Greetings, my friends. Women, for the most part, don't get a fair shake in this world. I've always been a protector since I was a little guy. I was never really little. I was over 10 pounds when I was born. I was 150 pounds when I was 7. I was 200 pounds when I was in 6th grade, 6 foot and 200 pounds. I've always protected women and anyone who is hurting or suffering, who had disabilities or whatever it was, from bullies. And I've protected women in a big way. Had a house full of sisters, bunch of stepsisters as well, and just sad how women are treated for the most part around the world, and very few men care. Most of the men are the ones who treat them badly, and a lot of the women don't seem to even women's groups who should be taking care of the women and looking out for them and protesting this kind of stuff that I'm about to share with you. Sadly, they don't even seem to care that much as well, but I do care. Jesus Christ cares above all, and I try to emulate him. So I'm going to go through something really sad for you, but something that needs to be put out, something you'll probably never hear hardly anywhere because people just don't want to talk about it because they're just, it's not important to them. It's very important to Jesus. It's very important to me as well. Title of today's video: across Europe, white women are being raped by other races, and they're being blamed for the rapes, and they're being accused of racism for reporting the rapes. And I kid you not, this is real stuff. It's just, if it wasn't so real, you'd think it was some kind of a bad joke or a comic book. We are neglecting to properly address the religious and racist aspects of grooming gang crimes. It's telling them that it's okay to hate white people. Ella, a British woman who was raped more than 100 times in her youth by a Pakistani sex grooming gang. Yorkshire Live, April 29th of 2020. That's what she said. Advice against alcohol, drugs, and reckless behavior would be more compelling if it were not made under duress. Even when it comes to rape, then, if the victim is white and the rapist is not, she's no victim at all. Even worse, she is a racist and a hater who, if anything, apparently deserves what she got and more. Blame the Victim is back with a vengeance and gaining ground throughout the West. An increasingly popular idea is that whenever races clash, only minorities can be victims. The notion is hardly limited to the recent riots in America. Elements of such thinking often appear in other contexts. British women, for instance, including rape victims who drew attention to Asian, Pakistani, and South Asian sex grooming gangs, are also being attacked by the woke establishment. And the woke is a joke a lot of times, and it's sad. Earlier this month in the UK, Sarah Champion, a Labour politician and MP for Rotherham, the epicenter of sex grooming, was accused of fanning the flames of racial hatred and acting like a neo-fascist murderer. Her crime? She had dared to assert that Britain has got a problem with British Pakistani men raping and exploiting white girls. The same elements accusing Champion of being a murderer also characterize the UK's anti-extremism program, Prevent, as being built upon a foundation of Islamophobia and racism. A few weeks earlier, an article titled, "I was raped by Rotherham grooming gang, now I still face racist abuse online," appeared in it. A British woman, alias Ella, revealed that her Muslim rapist called her a white whore, a white bitch, during the more than 100 times she was gang raped in her youth by the Pakistani grooming gang. Yep, shout racism when nothing else works. That's the way today people answer their problems. It's just ridiculous. We need to understand racially and religiously aggravated crime if we are going to prevent it and protect people, women especially, from it, and if we're going to prosecute correctly for it, she said in a recent interview. Prevention, protection, and prosecution, all of them are being hindered because we are neglecting to properly address the religious and racist aspects of grooming gang crimes. It's telling them that it's okay to hate white people and to rape white women. Ella's attempts to highlight the religious and racist aspects of her and many other girls' similar abuse led only to a lot of abuse from far-left extremists and radical feminist academics. It's a shame. See, the women are even not protecting women. She said, such groups go online and they try to resist anyone they consider to be a Nazi, racist, fascist, or white supremacist. That's anyone who would dare to report being raped by someone of another color. They don't care about anti-white racism because they appear to believe that it doesn't exist, like most people do today. They have tried to floor me and criticize me continually, and this has been going on for a couple of months now. They tried to shut me down, shut me up. I've never experienced such hate online in my life. They accuse me of advocating for white pedophiles and being a sinister, demonic entity. Placing the blame, or at least responsibility, on the victim is not limited to the UK. According to an August 9th, 2019 report, in the Swedish city of Uppsala, 4 women were raped in as many days. Although police failed to issue descriptions of the rapists, usually a sure sign of their origins and color, they did issue warnings for women to think how you behave, to think ahead, and not go out alone. See, it's the women's fault again. Advice against alcohol, drugs, and reckless behavior would be more compelling if it were not made under duress. After mobs of Muslim migrants sexually assaulted as many as 1,000 women on New Year's Eve 2016 in Cologne, Germany, the city's mayor, Henrietta Recker, called on women to be better prepared, especially with the Cologne Carnival coming up. For this, we will publish online guidelines that these young women can read through to prepare themselves. Again, it's their fault they're being raped, right? In Austria, after a 20-year-old woman waiting on a bus in Vienna was attacked, beaten, and robbed by 4 Muslim men, including one who started by putting his hands through my hair and made it clear that his cultural background, there were hardly any blonde women. Police responded by telling the victim to dye her hair. You getting this? This is the kind of way women are treated, and it's pathetic, and it's shameful, and it makes me sick to my stomach. At first, I was scared, but now I'm more angry than anything. After the attack, they told me that women shouldn't be alone on the streets after 8 o'clock, and they also gave me other advice, telling me I should dye my hair dark and not dress in any provocative way. Indirectly, that means I was partly to blame for what happened to me. That is a massive insult. In Norway, Uni Wicken, a female professor of social anthropology at the University of Oslo, insists that Norwegian women must take their share of responsibility for these rapes, because Muslim men found their manner of dress provocative. So much for the feminist claim that women are free to dress as selectively as they want. And woe to the man who misinterprets this unless he is from a racial or religious minority group. Professor Wicken's conclusion was not that Muslim men living in the West need to adjust to Western norms, but the exact opposite. Norwegian women must realize that we live in a multicultural society and adapt ourselves to the foreigners' views. I'm not making it up, my friends. It makes me sick to my stomach to see how women are treated, and I'm going to put out the truth. I'm going to pray for every woman on earth that you're protected and safe from this kind of stuff. And I'm just sick and tired of seeing how women are treated. It makes me just want to vomit. And shame on these men for not bringing it up and not pressing it. Shame on the women's groups for not doing it. I'm so sick and tired of this wicked, evil, filthy world. It makes me so sad. Women give so much to the world. Mothers or not, they're nurturers. They love unconditionally. They are wonderful, wonderful creation of God. They're shamefully mistreated. If you want to know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, pray the prayer, do the 6 steps I have in the box below the video. If you'd like prayer, contact me. I pray for you every day. I love you guys so much. Share this video. Get the word out. Bye.